A&M, Christian Kirk.
Okay. You okay with that?
I am.
Kirk Diggler.
All right, ready?
I'm totally good with it.
3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. It's TCP. We're doing rookie spotlights, getting you ready for the NFL draft and your rookie drafts and your fantasy dynasty leagues. I'm here with the boys at TCP, James up, Jay up, myself, I am Travis Sutton. Let's say hello, boys.
What's up, guys?
Woo, woo!
So let's get right into it. We're doing Christian Kirk, a wide receiver, Texas A&M, right? 5'11", 220, 21
Yes.
years old. Perfect age coming into the league.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Young and aggressive.
That's how we like him.
I actually like this guy's skill set. I don't think that we talked about this before. There's not really a guy that kind of stands head and shoulders above everybody in this class. It's not like there's a Corey Davis that just stands out. So I like this guy. He's going to be probably a late first round pick in rookie drafts. Really interested to see where he goes because there's a lot of NFL teams that need this type of receiver on their team.
I agree.
No, I actually don't think he's going to be a late first. I think he's going to be like mid. I don't think he's going to fall very far in our rookie drafts.
In our rookie draft, no, it'll be top 7.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot more when I started to look at his not only just his stats but the tape on him. He was another 5-star recruit, like we always say, 5-star recruit coming out. He played in high school running back and wide receiver. He was interchangeable. Obviously, he was 5'11". He would kind of remind me of a Golden Tate type who started off as running back and they moved to receiver. Same type of thing here. The one thing I liked about him a lot was that he played in the SEC, right?
Good competition.
And faced a ton of double coverage and was still very successful. So being 5'11", 200 pounds, getting double covered here and there, you always have a safety over the top, trying to look to cut you out of the game since he was kind of the only show in town there at Texas A&M and was still very successful. He played all 13 games, 71 catches for 919 yards, and he had 10 touchdowns. So I think that he has the skill set to produce if he has the right situation moving on. Does anybody know who the quarterback was at Texas A&M? I mean, he's not a huge name, so it's like he was able to produce what he did with the talent that he had around him, which was not much at Texas A&M this year. So I just like his skill set going forward. Depending on where he lands, I think that he could produce right away.
You think he could be number 1 wide receiver potential?
And maybe not his rookie season. Yeah, not his rookie season, but yeah, eventually down the line. He was first team All-SEC in 2016 and 2017, and coming in as a freshman at Texas A&M, he started right away. So he literally walked right on, started right away, never gave the job back, so I like that as well. And I think that, the scouts are going to name him Baby Beckham as his nickname in Odell Beckham's shadow. I kind of like him coming out. Clearly, they saw something in him today.
Same kind of size too. I mean, he's 5'11", like you said. He doesn't have to be 6'4" to be a number 1 receiver. They've kind of compared him to the same type of size like Steve Smith, Brandon Cooks, smaller receivers that can lead their teams and be like number 1 type of wideout. So I'm very interested to see where he goes. To me, I think that's going to make a difference of where he gets drafted. I think if he goes into a very not very ideal situation, he may be back in first round. I know you guys both think he's going to be top 7. I guess.
In the NFL draft, how high do you see him going? Because I'm seeing mock drafts that have him going in the back end of the first round to the Atlanta Falcons.
I don't know where he goes, but I think late first round.
I think that if he does go to Atlanta, you have Mohamed Sanu, who's huge, Julio Jones, another big guy. Now you put in him with Taylor Gabriel, who didn't really pan out to anything. You have a 5'11", 200-pound guy that can run the slot, and you have 2 big receivers on the outside with him in the slot. I think would be very beneficial to that offense.
I think he's versatile enough to be, either the X receiver or the slot guy.
What do you think?
I think that's a lot going on there. I mean, to have a rookie step right in and jump into that.
But he would only have to be the 3rd option, which is not that much pressure.
But how many snaps and plays is he actually going to play? I mean,
45 to 50%.
Okay, I like him coming out. I mean, if he goes into a spot like that, I think that might just help in your rookie drafts because he might slide because he might not be super immediate production. And you might have to stash him for a year, which, I mean, if he's a great talent, I'd be perfectly fine stashing him on my taxi squad. I honestly don't want to see him go somewhere where he's expected to just jump right in and be the man. If there's just like a good number 1 there and he can step in and kind of be the number 2-ish kind of thing, I don't really want to see him go somewhere and be the number 3 option. But I would love to get him in my rookie draft, no doubt about it.
And you have the number
with the
5.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You have the 5th pick.
Yeah.
Would you, let's say the draft goes, let's see, it goes Saquon Barkley, Darius Geis is gone, Cortland Sutton's gone,
Chubb.
and Nick Chubb is gone, and you have the 5th pick. Would you risk taking Christian Kirk there over the Calvin Ridleys and the Sony Michels and the James Washingtons and so on and so forth?
He's right in that mix.
Yeah.
He's in the same tier.
I agree. So that depends on kind of where he lands.
It also depends on how these guys do at the combine. I mean, some of the stock is going to go shooting up. Some guys' stock might fall.
It's our job.
Show out.
It's our job to even it out.
Yeah,
you know?
so a few things come into play from now until then, but he's in that tier for me with those guys.
Yeah, I want to see where he ends up going, because if he ends up somewhere like the Jets and they don't really have a quarterback, I mean, it's going to be tough for the Jets to take him because obviously they have the 6th pick in the draft. They're not going to go Christian Kirk with the 6th pick in the draft. They did have to trade back to take a wide receiver, but he's probably going to be the 3rd receiver taken in the NFL draft. Would you say behind Sutton and Ridley more than likely? So if he goes in the 1st round, it's going to be 3 receivers taken in the 1st round.
I don't know. I mean, I think Sutton's stock is up in the air still. I think if he's got that prototypical build and size, but if he doesn't do well, if he does very well in the combine, then definitely Sutton's going to go probably above him. But
Cortland Sutton's definitely a prototypical receiver body type. Christian Kirk, though, is a guy that he kind of reminds me of Taylor Gabriel, or like a Tyreek Hill, I should say. That's like, as soon as you get the ball in his hands, he's very electric, super fast, and he's a big playmaker type of guy. He's not going to be the guy, though, that's going to get you, in my opinion, 100 catches a season or maybe even 90 catches. He's going to be that guy that you want to run a bunch of wide receiver screens to, get him across the middle, open field, some slants, and get him out into the open field so that he can make the move of outrunning guys, juking guys, because he's very good at being elusive and being super fast. And to me, he's looks like a damn track star. Every time I see a highlight of him, and it's between him and the safety, he beats that safety every single time. You get him in the open field, doesn't matter what angle you take on him, he's going to take it to the house. So I do like that upside to him, that he can get you the extra couple of touchdowns that you don't expect, but you'll take them every time you can get them. You say that all the time, that touchdowns are fluky, but if you have a guy that's explosive, that can run and outrun the coverage as far as like the safeties and the cornerbacks that are trying to contain him, then I like him, and I think that he'll be very successful doing that, even on the NFL level, because he's got lightning speed.
Scouts love his yards after the catch ability.
His yak.
Yeah, his yards after the catch ability. They also say that they love his competitiveness, that he's got a little fire in his belly, so that's the kind of guy you want to be like your team leader. Going to the right situation just makes it better for him. He's also been a dynamic returner on special teams, so that's another facet of the game that he could be used at too. Kind of like Tyreek Hill in his first year.
So he doesn't, exactly. He doesn't have to come in right away and be the stud receiver. They can get him get his feet wet on special teams. Maybe, like I just said, play 40% of the snaps or even 30% of the snaps just to get him out there and see how he reacts to NFL coverage.
But you want to get the ball in his hands.
I bet you it's going to be a whole other world for him, being double teamed in the SEC. And then he's going to be just another wide receiver coming in and being able to get the third corner or possibly a linebacker maybe mismatch on him every once in a while when he's in the slot. I think that he'll be successful because of that. I think he's used to being able to have to shake off guys and go up and make catches and kind of do extra stuff just to get open and get the ball in his hands. And then to be that type of guy and also be able to take it to the house and outrun people, I think that he's got a lot of good upside that people are going to see, and I think that's going to excel in the NFL Combine. I think that once he gets him in the Combine, you see his 40-yard dash speed, maybe his shuttle speed as well. Who knows? I think that his value could possibly go skyrocketing, and the hype train will be coming to town.
Anybody nicknamed Baby Beckham, you got to be all in on.
Yeah. They call me Daddy Beckham, so.
Yeah, I think the fact that he does special teams so well, that's part of the reason why I think he could possibly go pretty high. Yeah,
I sound excited. You excited about him?
I'm waiting to see the combine. From what it sounds like, he's probably going to do pretty well at the combine. So yeah, I'm waiting for his stock to go rising.
What combine? What thing are you looking forward to the most in the combine? What's going to tell you the biggest story to Christian Kirk where you're going to be like, okay, like what value do you put in the most? Is it obviously like you got the bench pressing, the 40 speed, the shuttle speed, there's a lot that happens at the combine, like hand size, measurement, stuff like that also comes into play. Him being only 5'11", 200 pounds.
His BMI?
Does he have smaller hands? What's his BMI? Like, no, I'm saying, what do you put the most into? Speed or? Like, I don't know.
For Christian Kirk, it's different for everybody. It's
But for him, though.
For Christian Kirk, he's pretty much told me what I want to know. I just want it confirmed. So if he comes to the combine and does what he's supposed to do, then cool, he confirmed it.
I'll bet
if
you
he
his
comes in
leaping.
and bombs, which he's not going to do most likely, then that would be something to take a look at.
I have a feeling he's going to jump like ridiculous because, like I said, 5'11", he's going up and jumping over guys that are defending him, and he's getting the ball because he's being double covered. I think that I'm
telling you, his 40 speed, because that's what they want to drive home right now is how fast this guy is. So I think his 40 speed is what's going to propel him up.
Here's the thing with 40 speed.
And get the hype train going.
Here's the thing with 40 speed. What happened last year in the NFL Combine? Adidas or Nike or whoever it was that ran that little, hey, if you break the fastest 40-yard dash time, we'll give you your own island or your own boat or whatever the hell it was. And then John Ross comes out. If you wear our shoe and you break the 40-yard dash record, we're going to give you your own island, I think it was, correct? And then he comes out and breaks a record with different shoes. And, like, what happened to John Ross's value? It skyrocketed. I fell right into it. I took him early in the second round, which is probably further up than he should have been. He should have been a back-end pick. And I just don't want to put too much into some guy running a quick 40-yard dash and then just blowing my wad on his value.
It was his injury history that caught up with John Ross, because then he got hurt again.
But I'm talking pre-rookie draft.
Right, the hype train got strong with John Ross.
Right.
And I didn't have John Ross as high as I think you did.
But I think
I had
Kirk
Zay Jones higher, but
okay. Well, they're both
I
excelling.
had John Ross, I think, higher than you did. I had John Ross fairly high. I had him up there with Juju's, that kind of tier for me. It's just his size that kind of, I don't like smaller guys. No,
Christian Kirk is bigger than him.
He's got the weight. Coming out of high school, he was clocked at a 4.49, so that's just under 4.5. It's not like it's blazing speed, and he had like a 37-inch vertical. So he's an athletic guy. You don't need, some guy, like, what was it, T.O. ran like a 4.5 or something in the combine, and you watched him pull away from guys. So it doesn't necessarily dictate anything if he doesn't run sub 4.4 or sub 4.5. As long as he's right around that range, just under 4.5.
That's why I don't put a whole lot of weight into the combine. Like I like to see the combine, but I don't put all the eggs in that basket.
I hate that they don't run the 40-yard dash without a helmet and shoulder pads. I'm gonna say it every damn episode. What good does it show that the guy can run a 4.5 or 4.4, but then you put shoulder pads and a helmet on him?
Thigh pads,
and just everything, all the equipment that you have to. You can't tell me that doesn't slow you down a couple fractions of a second. So it's like that's not really a true time anyway. Like to me, put his helmet and pads on and make his ass run.
Nobody's expecting him to run the same time in pads as not out of pads. I think it's just a measure of athleticism. Some guys get to the combine, they were very productive in college. They get to the combine and they're not very athletic, and then they get to the pro level and it shows they're not that athletic because everybody in the NFL is pretty much athletic, and they're the best of the best when they get up there. So when you get to the combine, it's almost just like, show me what we already think you are.
Just
and
reconfirm it.
Like with Laquan Treadwell, he was hyped up, this, that, or the other. He ran a real slow 40 time. He hasn't been able to do much. It's almost like he was a one-trick pony in college, but he was able to dominate those guys in college.
For sure.
But you just want, like, if he would have came, ran a nice 40 time, and showed all that athleticism, it probably would have been a different story.
Well said, Scoop.
I like that.
Anything else that you guys want to touch on with Christian Kirk coming out of Texas A&M as a junior? Top 4 wide receiver, we think? We can confirm that?
He's up there. He's in the top little grouping, for sure.
I'd say
I would
top
say
4.
Top 4 with the I want to see what Cortland Sutton and Calvin Ridley do as well. I want to see where they end up. But yeah, he's up there with James Washington, Christian Kirk. Yeah,
We'll move on to James Washington next on the wide receiver rankings, though. Or not rankings, but wide receiver spotlights, I should say.
Profiles?
Sure.
Yeah.
Styling? Profiling? Sure. Yeah, let's wrap this one up. I think we'll touch back on it maybe after the combine hits.
Tell me when to hit the button, Scoop.
Crack it.